Yeah.
Yeah, how you been since last time? It's been how many months now since
It's been 10. So
Almost
I think
a
it was
year.
Almost a
January.
year.
Yeah. It's been good. I've done so many things since retiring from teaching, which was
Yeah.
kind of the point of the last episode.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congrats,
Yeah.
congrats.
Traveled the world and saw Paris twice. I
I'm so
loved it.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sorry anymore. Why-
We're notorious France haters on this podcast.
Well,
Sorry, France.
the Parisians have a friend in me because I thought it was excellent. But I will say my favorite parts of being in Paris was eating outside or having, a beer, overlooking and watching people. And everyone says, that's just a worse Italy. That's what and I said, okay, well, I haven't been to Italy.
They're not wrong.
Well, I thought it was cool. And I
and
like
it's generally like a very European thing.
Yeah.
To eat
Yeah.
outdoors in summer, especially. And I think TwitchCon is normally EU is in summer, right?
yes, it was.
Yeah, it's
So
like very, very common. Yeah.
I loved Paris. I like how they have the uniformity of the building codes. It makes for a nice night walk. And the lighting at night in Paris is undefeated.
Is this your first time in Europe?
Yes.
Okay.
And I haven't visited anywhere else.
Yeah, you went to you went to the UK, which is on the continent of Europe. No,
Yeah, but you guys didn't want to be a part of it. So it's like...
hey, don't blame me.
I'm just saying. Mainland Europe, I've only been to one place. So,
Mainland Europe. He was still in Europe.
I mean, the greater...
Come on now.
Yeah, but I mean, it was fun. You ate good food, presumably. You had,
I'm almost jealous. You had a good time in Paris.
It was great. Both
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
So
damn.
What, you went twice?
once was for recreation, just for, just on my own. The second was for TwitchCon.
Okay.
And, but yeah, this past year has been a whole different world of getting to collaborate with others and do adventures that were otherwise unavailable to me due to a teaching schedule. So I've been a lucky guy this past year.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, it's been great.
Good stuff.
It seems like you've definitely kind of like dove straight head first into quitting teaching and
The
going-
creator life.
and going into like the creator life. We're so sorry that
Yeah,
you're
what a mistake.
one of us now.
Yeah, my mother was so proud of me, and now she's like, "You talk on camera." I'm like, "Yeah, Mom, it's amazing." She's like, "I don't like watching it." I go, "All right." So,
Your mum doesn't say that.
no, she can't figure out what Twitch is yet. So I've sent to the
Yeah,
links.
my parents, I've sent it to them like 5 times. I think it took like maybe the 10th attempt for them to finally like actually click it and figure out what Twitch was.
Well,
and that it was different from YouTube.
it's
Yeah.
very different. And my mom, she's 73, God bless her, and she chose the name Gypsy Girl 5057. And so now people, when
She should
she's
be a friend
in there
request.
typing, I can see chatters being like, "What's up, Gypsy Girl?" I was like, "Don't talk to my mom like that. She's not a gypsy girl. She's not."
Why did she choose Gypsy Girl?
I don't know. She's just really in tune with like that kind of whole traveling and kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know what. That's what she chose.
Okay.
And but she could have just chosen.
Well, she's
something.
got to change her username now that you just said that on camera.
Well, she's not there enough, so it's okay. She's not there enough.
When
but-
next time though you're streaming and she's in the chat, everyone's gonna be like, "Hey yo,
It's Pete's mom.
Pete's mom."
I'd rather it be out that so now no one can hit on her or talk to her differently. So just leave her alone. Damn it.
Yes, I was most certainly going to hit on Gypsy Girl.
57, yeah, you gotta get it right.
You have to, sorry.
So, but yeah, it's cool for my family to not understand what I'm doing. It's kind of awesome. So
I don't know, it's kind of nice though when they're like, "You do what?" And you're like, "Yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's fun."
It is fun.
I kind of like the almost, you're kind of carving your own kind
mystique.
of way.
Yeah.
It's very satisfying.
For sure.
the only tricky part, and maybe you guys can relate to this given some of the topics that you've discussed on this channel, to have like close family members, like your mom's sisters or something, and then they watch a clip of you talking about some sort of titty anime. You're like, well, I can defend this. It's weird to talk about stuff that is kind of immature and to
Yeah.
have like your uncles.
Yeah,
see
but
it.
this is the assumption, Pete, that my family has great expectations of me, which they most certainly do not.
I see,
The
I see.
moment I said I want to be a YouTuber full time, it just went downhill.
They was like, all right, well,
So they're
this is
like,
what it
yeah, of
is.
course he's talking about anime
Yeah.
titties. It's whatever.
I feel like my parents have gone through an entire character arc that they've just not told me about of like acceptance. They've gone through like the 5 stages of grief.
Yeah.
And I've just seen the acceptance part of it. But
My parents just don't mention it.
They just don't mention it.
Well, they just don't mention it. They're like, we really like what you do 95% of the time, and we don't talk about the other 5.
The other 5%.
That's a smart way of doing it. Just turning the blind eye.
Yeah, I think they're just like, well, it kind of pays the bills.
Do your parents will say, yeah, my son, he's a lifeguard? Do they just go to like the last job?
No. They like that I do YouTube.
Okay,
I guess because
so
it's something you can. I think
my grandma says that I'm a comedian, which is the biggest stretch in the
No,
world.
comedian works. I get clowned sometimes. I'm just doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
why do you have to tell people that you don't do this job?
No. I don't think anybody asks. But and the main thing is I think that my family is intrigued by it, and it helps that I'm so far away in Japan. That
Yeah.
Do
it's
they
still-
think it's a phase?
I'm 40, Garnt. if it's a phase,
You assume that parents ever
First of all,
change the
life
way?
First of all, I can only assume, and I feel like I'm getting this, as you get older, people just stop caring what you're doing. They're like,
It's true.
You have to have figured it out by now. I don't care. Like, as
Yeah.
long as you're not ruining your life,
I'm
which
not
is
the main
debatable.
character. It's fine.
Well,
But,
no
yeah.
one is. No one's the
No
main
one's
character.
So yeah, I think it's an amusing little quirk that I've
Yeah.
gone full time into playing video games and,
Yeah.
and talking about stuff on the internet.
Hey man, that's the dream job for a lot.
It
of
is the dream job.
I'm impressed because you managed to even adapt to a streamer sleep schedule many times. Sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and Pete's been on for 9 hours, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah.
it's
You say you're 40
it's
year old.
9 a.m..
I've seen like your lifetimes. I'm like, there is no way this man is 40 years old.
I think even from a young age, I've always preferred the nocturnal hours to daytime. I've always enjoyed being awake all night.
That's a
playing
true
games.
gamer right here.
but like you said, I've been playing games since they were invented,
Yeah.
and so that hand in hand goes with nighttime. I beta tested like rock, paper, scissors. It was just like rock, and then we were like,
you really
okay.
need to shake it up.
Yeah, so
Well, the rock's gonna get nerfed.
one of these days, but it's
I'm just waiting for the theory videos. Like, how old is Pete really?
Yeah, it's
Well,
pretty.
if we go back in time,
But yeah, I've always preferred those hours anyway. So this is a perfect job for someone like me.
Yeah.
did you ever suffer from like insomnia or anything like that, or is it just something where you just found more comfort in the nighttime?
Yeah, is it just natural to you?
It's just natural. And so like even some of the jobs I had before even coming to Japan were like the overnight shift at these places
yeah.
or the late
The
shift.
graveyard shift.
The
Yeah.
graveyard shifts.
Yeah.
Plus, I think like true gamers and true nerds will unite in knowing that, well, I guess it's gotten easier now, but in the old days at school, there was no smartphones or tablets or laptops. So all of your nerd shit had to be done in between the hours of like 6 p.m. and 3 a.m. before you went to school the next day.
I think all of us were kind of in the same.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah,
definitely.
I didn't have access.
I just
to
don't have the energy to do it nowadays.
Oh, well.
I hit 11 p.m. and I'm like, fuck, it's time
no,
for bed.
11 p.m..
I can easily go till 4 or 5, but the thing that sucks is I really, really hate this sobering moment when you're like, I should probably get. Oh, it's light outside.
I love that
Yeah.
moment.
I hate that
I
moment.
hate that
I
moment.
love it. It's like,
hate
the
that.
breakfast menu's open. So.
Oh no!
I guess it's just. I mean, it is slightly haunting when you leave your dark room and then you go outside and it's 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
People
is-
have already gone to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
just like I remember having this sobering moment where I think we did like all night karaoke or something like that.
Yeah.
And the sun had come
Many
out.
times.
It was like the getting the last train, and I was just looking at everyone walking past me, and I fucking despised everyone because I was like, fuck these people with an adequate amount of sleep in their body right now.
Yeah.
That should have been me.
Yeah.
And I think that was the last time.
It sounds like an amazing idea until you actually do it.
Yeah.
And then the next morning you're like, shit, I shouldn't have done that.
just wake up at 2 p.m. then, So just adjust your sleeping times. But
That's not what every motivational video under the sun says. They get up at like 3 a.m. last month. to get
Grind
ahead of
set.
life.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Every
3 hours of sleep.
millionaire,
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm just unorthodox in my approach to anything I've ever done. So, but I like it.
Has Twitch changed much? Has live streaming changed any amount since you were last on, or anything significant? Revelations you've had, or
Since I started streaming or Twitch in general?
since you started streaming
No.
full time? It's been pretty smooth sailing.
Well, I mean, it's not smooth sailing, I guess, but for me, I harken back to more of like the older days of Twitch, which is kind of more, let's plays and like hanging out. I kind of try to imagine that I'm just having a game night or a LAN party, and it just so happens that everyone is there with me.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know that Twitch has changed a lot with like doing events and having these kind of cool things. But for me, I've had the similar approach when it's my channel, just to kind of enjoy that stuff. So
Keeping it casual,
yeah, it's been great fun.
Yeah.
I really like it. I
sure.
would not change this job for anything.
It's a pretty nice job. Just getting to play your favorite game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or games you hate.
What's been some of your favorite games that you've been able to share with the world on stream?
This is so bad because the games that I want to champion,
It's not the ones that
built
are
for
like
Twitch.
good
they're
for
not
Twitch.
built for Twitch.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's I get labeled a lot as a retro streamer. And I'm really not because I play a lot of modern games. But I think I
swear I'm not, guys.
I swear I'm not.
Not being those allegations.
No, but I think of the people who are in Japan, I might be the only one who does stream retro more often than not. So that's all
Right.
I get. But
Right.
games like Hideo Kojima's Snatcher, Monkey Island, all the old
That's a goated
RPGs
game.
from our generation, my generation. You played them though.
I never played Monkey Island.
Oh, Monkey Island's great.
Monkey Island is a great game.
Yeah, so
Too much talking, really, for me.
you get to voice act them though. There's no voice.
The one thing that I'm impressed by is that you always are voice acting all the characters on the
Yeah.
stream, which is fun, but also for me it's very exhausting to voice act all the characters.
Yeah.
Oh, but you love that shit, don't you?
It's my favorite.
And also,
part.
I hate voicing. Like, if there's a woman character, my range is just not that of such where I could do it comfortably at all.
Well, that's going to be a given that we have such deep voices.
Well,
the two
back
of
when
us.
I was streaming, I used to use that as an excuse to practice.
But yeah, but
Because my
I'm
chat
never
would
going to
be-
voice act a woman.
Because my chat-
range is just
My
completely
chat
out
would be
of.
very brutal, being like, "That's a shit voice," and then I'd be
Yeah.
like, "All right, let's not do that."
And to me, it's like I'm sitting there and I'm like, there's a character that I feel like is really in my range, and I
Yeah.
can really
Yeah.
give it a really good crack. And I'm like, yes, the thought of having to end this lineage right here, and then I go to, oh geez, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my god, this is just like the dichotomy between me giving a really like trying to do this voice well, and then having to be like.
I'm in the same camp as Fade. I love doing that.
And
shit.
also,
the best.
typically, I whenever I've done games or I've done whatever, and I'm never the main character in these types of. My voice is generally not main
Right.
character material. So the main character is always like, "Yeah, let's do it," and it's just like this doesn't really work. Then when the
but
villain comes on, I'm like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah.
you get to decide what all these guys
Yeah, it's
sound
true,
like,
it's
and
true.
so that is the best part. And obviously, any woman voice that I've ever done, unless it's like the secretary that I use the same voice for my mom, where it's like, Ghostbusters, what do you want? Like that's fine. I can get away with that once per game.
Yeah.
But the most universally hated voice that I think sounds accurate, but.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to disagree. Is any child in any video game, I
Yeah.
give the same voice, and it sounds like this. And you guys can be the official.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's
It's
imagine.
not that impressive.
close
It goes,
my eyes.
it's like
I'm
let me
closing
try-
my eyes. I'm closing my
Okay,
eyes.
just imagine I'm like 6. Okay.
Okay.
That's fucking awful.
That's how kids talk. I've never met a kid. That's
Where? In
everywhere.
like,
They're
in
so
what? In the
fun.
fucking
They're
Sopranos?
like, when
You
they
sound like Marge gurgling water.
I need a new transformation.
Did that
Kid voices.
Did that kid just like pack away a pack of Marlboros?
I
Like,
think that's 100% canon. So it's like
the average Kansas City kid.
selling newspapers and smoking cigs. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's a loss, but I'm not changing or budging from that voice.
I mean, it's funny when you did it, but imagining a whole stream of you doing that, I can imagine could get a big rating.
That's why I lost so many followers. No, but yeah, other than voice acting and Twitch things, you never know how long these careers are going to last because they're so
Yep.
finite.
Of course.
And so I just hope that, as I have with all the weird careers and jobs that I've had, I hope this one leads to something satisfying as well by its
Yeah.
natural conclusion.